So many beautiful parts of the Sunshine Coast. I'm very blessed to be living here. This is day 5 of the 17 days of quantum. It's not by a calendar that we go, it's by our own determination. So I wanted to share with you today about what I believe is one of, if not the most essential aspect of any part of our growth. And it's something that we can't avoid. It's something that if it is not deliberately undertaken, if it's not something that we control and choose to do in ourselves, it is something that will be forced upon us. And in many moments of life where we come under this misunderstanding that we don't have a choice, it's for many of us, when we've foregone our choice and our ability to make decisions, we find ourselves in situations where we're backed into a corner where we believe we only have one option in order to move out of that space. But we've had choices all the way along, and it's to understand at any particular moment, our life is going to change and be determined by the choices that we make. Today is about purging. And I'd say every day is about purging. It is something that doesn't sound so sexy, it's something that doesn't sound so interesting, and it's something that may be in a list of benefits that may be provided to you that you may not want to buy into. But purging is essential. See, purging is the natural coupling of growth. In our own lives, every moment that we are brought to our own growth, that we choose to expand, that we choose to become more, that we choose to move forward in any aspect of life, we have a requirement to let go, to release. For if we don't, we choose not to grow. It's in the very nature of that when we do grow, what happens is we're presented with a whole range of different options. Good morning. How are you? We're presented with a whole range of different options. And if we choose to not move into that new space, if we choose to not untether from what we're already present to, we're going to continue to stay the same, and we're going to go in a bit of a loop of wanting to move forward and wanting to grow and doing the work. But at that moment, to release what was, we choose to undo the very nature of letting go. For all of us, what we have at this particular point in our life has created what we have. And in order to grow and move forward, what we currently are holding on to, what we are currently possessing, is not allowing us to go where we perceive, where we want to head to. So in our own life, it's our attachment and the expectation of that attachment to others that doesn't allow us to be free, that doesn't allow us to express ourselves in a way that is true and unique. There's an example I like to use in this particular space for those that have fasted. And for me, fasting as a physical practice is an essential practice. It's not something that's a good idea. I don't believe in intermittent fasting as much as it can help, but fasting as itself, as it works, for me, is essential. It's a way that the body physically purges in order to keep up with the energetic growth that we're consistently and regularly going through. But in the nature of fasting, we go through a process of a toxic release. And that toxic release causes us to go into a state of nausea, sickness, headaches, and pain. Now, if we're unaware of that particular process as part of fasting, we would start to fight against it. We would start to stop it. We wouldn't definitely be celebrating it. We would create resistance and fight against it. But in the very nature of understanding fasting, which is about a toxic release, about letting go of what no longer serves us, we start to celebrate, we start to work with it, and that whole purging process becomes graceful because we align with it, we embrace it. And for many of us in life, what we don't understand when we are growing, there is a toxic release that is required. There's the opportunity to let go in order to create new relationships, in order to create a new reality. We can't go where we are if we continue to stay where we are. So we can't go where we want to be if we continue to stay where we are. We are called upon at any particular moment of our life to release and to let go, to stop accumulating. We've been taught to possess, to hold on, in order to achieve levels of status. The difficulty we have in going it alone is one of the greatest challenges that we have. If we look around the world at this particular point in time, there might seem to be disasters, riots, politicians are being questioned, laws are being questioned. Or are they just being brought to the surface to be released, to be let go, to create something new? Is there really a problem with the discord that's happening in the world, or is this part of the essential purging that needs to happen from what we've acquiesced and allowed to happen up until this particular point in life? We are not going to move through and create change as we continue to hold on to this ideal of bliss, of agreeance, of staying the same. And this is the same turmoil that we have to go through and confront in ourselves if we've taken on the toxins that exist in our own life. Because when we become present to ourselves, we recognize the environment we've created, and it's in that particular opportunity that we have to change that. Until we can see what is existing in front of us, we cannot change it, we cannot let go. We continue to keep trying to escape it in order to get somewhere beyond where we are. It remains a dream, it remains a conversation rather than action, because we don't understand how to create. The very nature of letting go is in the recognition that we understand how to recreate what we're letting go of. For many of us, we don't let go because we don't understand how to recreate what we have in a way that serves us. We don't know how to bring back into our life in a way that serves us. It's in the very nature of letting go that we recognize our ability to create, to recreate, to do so in a way that is aligned with us. For many of the things that we have, it by its first presence in our own life is a way that we've been told, the way that we've been shown, the example we've been given by others. It's in the very nature of experiencing that and letting go that we start to discover and create things for ourselves. Purging is essential in order to create space. If we don't do it physically, we will find ourselves very quickly dead of this earth. I would suggest to you the mental health and all other conditions that people are faced by at this particular point in time, from suicide that has become tragic in this world, far beyond any virus. It's all to do with people's inability to be able to let go. It's all to do with people's inability to be able to create space, to listen to others, and to let go of their agendas, their judgments of others. The very nature of letting go is the very healing that people seek. But it's not about healing, it's about becoming present to where they are at this particular point and choosing to release. Choosing to let go in order to create something beyond what they're currently experiencing. You see, if we don't express what we're feeling within us, it becomes toxic. It becomes a disease in order to get attention from you, in order to release it. It's what we hold on to that makes us sick. It's what we hold on to that keeps us imprisoned. It's what we possess that possesses us. The very nature of the quantum movement is very much at its first point to learn how to purge, to learn how to release, to learn how to let go. But to eventually do so gracefully as a part of each and every day. But not wait until we live in such a toxic state that we release in such a way that we're ashamed of, that we feel guilty of, that we eventually, when we do release, our shame and our guilt calls that back, we apologize for it, and ultimately we suppress it further within us, developing deeper and greater diseases, becoming a result of the conditions of our own inability to express ourselves truly. A simple practice to purge is to first become present and aware of where it is that you are right now, what it is that you have, what it is that you've created. Because to recognize that it's been by your choice. If you can sit in a space, become present to the environment without trying to fix it, without trying to change it, but to understand it. It's then that you can let it go and you can start to recreate something of your choosing. Stop avoiding what's in front of us, because we'll never choose to let it go as we see whether it supports us or not. We must become present to me living my life on my terms, for me to understand my own independence, so in order that I can give love freely to others. Something that happens naturally, not something that happens with the expectation of a return. Learn to let go. This is day 5 of the 17 days of quantum. This is all in place to share with you, to give a bit of an insight to what it is that at the quantum movement we see. We don't believe you're broken. We believe you need to understand yourself. This is about learning how to navigate the enormity, the significance of what you are. Not looking to heal from some broken idea of science that we are flawed in some way. It's about raising yourself up to a higher state of awareness, to see the fullness of what you are. Not the comparisons to others, not the need for external support, but to understand the deep navigation that exists within each of us. It's time to let go. Until we meet again on the inside, enjoy you.